5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we ready right now. It's about time. I know it's about time. It's about time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I know it has been a little bit of a slight hiatus, but this is the Command Time podcast presented by the Fans for Sports Network. It is your boy DT. We got Caleb. Kayla is probably somewhere. She might make it or might not make it tonight, but we are back and we have a lot to cover in a short time because it's already 2025, I would say. And we have some groundbreaking stuff to really talk about, Caleb. Caleb, nice to see you again, man.
Nice to see you too, man. It's been a month? A month?
Pretty much a month. I just looked at the thing. The last time we did a podcast was like December 5th. So
yeah, pretty much a month. So yeah.
So we missed some moments up here, most definitely.
Yeah, it should really be I'm not gonna say a long pod today, but it should quite be over an hour for what we have to discuss with what's been going on with this team recently. And it's something that we have to be accountable for. So definitely have to do it.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. So December was a crazy month for this Washington team. For the first time ever, Caleb, December games mattered, and we actually won those December games. Finished undefeated in the month of December.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Daniels was on a tear.
Mm-hmm.
Every game was a nail biter outside of the Tennessee game.
Mm-hmm.
But this team has pushed through the expectations that you have for them. And they made you, as a grown man, cry. Because what did they do, Caleb?
They won a playoff game.
Not only that, what else they did?
They won over 11 games.
They won over 11 games.
Something that we haven't done since 1991. So
what else they did?
What else did they do?
What else they did?
I don't know. You told me. That's the only two things that really stand out.
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, tell me.
What they did so far. They drafted the right guy at number 2.
Oh yeah.
The game, the Atlanta game.
Mm-hmm.
Magical. I mean, like it. The month of December was probably. The month of December was way better than 2012 for me, dog. I'm sorry. I have to do that. I understand 2012 we won the division, but the simple fact of this, we haven't won a December game since like 2017, I think they said. 17, it was one of those years they said.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally 2 coaches ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We went 4-0. Every game outside the Titans game was down to the wire. We've seen greatness. We've seen a team that has grown, come battle tested the last month.
Mm-hmm.
And I can honestly say to you, man, this is what starts building the culture. This is what makes it a decade thing for any franchise. And I have extremely been impressed with what they have done so far, despite some of the challenges that we can acknowledge they have.
Yeah.
But this team, man, this is This is the most fun I have had as a Washington fan, and I don't know how long.
Don't disagree. I don't disagree. Granted, it sucks for me because I work Sundays, so I can't see every single
Yeah,
game. But the games that I do see, um, it's giving me a lot of joy. It's giving me a lot of relief. It's giving me clarity as well. And what I mean by that is now I understand the foundation that we have built and the standard we've set for ourselves. So you already heard what Magic. Well, after we won the playoff game, Magic Johnson said, this is what it takes: owner, talent, and just basically structure. We've solidified that, in my opinion.
yeah,
We've, we've solidified that. So we got an owner who stays out the way, doesn't do anything. He has the money, so if we need something, he's willing to put in the money. He's willing to invest to see this team be the top echelon of the other teams that have been doing this for the last 4 years. We got the right guy at the most important position. We got a good coaching staff, as we can see, because now people are starting to wonder what is Washington doing over there. So let's bring some of their guys in. You got the Jets wanting Lance Newmark as their GM.
hmm yep, saw that.
You got I forgot which NFL team, but they want to interview Joe Witt. We got some teams that want to take a chance at Cliff again.
Yeah,
So, it's going in the right direction, and you know how I am, where I can be a little bit of an overthinker, a little slight. I'm gonna say slightly pessimist, but um, I've seen my eyes tell me that this is going to work. So throughout the season, I've been waiting for that disappointment where they collapse, and they haven't done that this year. Yeah, have they lost games for sure? You're not going to
yeah,
win. You're not going to win every single game. You're just not going to do it. It's impossible unless you're the Lions, who we're going to talk about later, or you're the Chiefs, where you have just a one of one at that position, and you got a great offensive mind, and you got a great head coach too, and they also have the front office stability as well, and so do the Lions. They have that too. Other teams are going to be copying what we're doing.
yeah.
Um,
Formula.
not not only because they know our history and how much we've been through and how much turmoil we've been through, but the fact that we changed it around. How did they do that? You had people on social media asking me, Jets fans, DT, asking me, how did y'all go from 4-13 to 12 games? The front office. That's it. Like that's the main. Everything starts from the top and it trickles down.
They they had the right people for the job, and you have an owner that is not going to put their hands on things that are not of his understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Does Josh Harris knows like football rules and stuff like? Yes, obviously, I'm pretty sure he's a former Redskin fan. But at the same time, when you're looking at the best organizations, the owner is just there to watch everything grow and provide for that organization.
And if he has to step in, he'll step in. Of course,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
and I think that's been the biggest, by far the biggest thing, and that's something obviously our counterparts in Texas have been begging for the past decade as well. They want someone that is not touching every single aspect of their team, and we haven't had that in a while. We're not used to that. I'm not used to having a GM that's actually being a GM and a head coach actually being a head coach. They don't have to worry about anything on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
You had players in years past that couldn't concentrate because the outside noise was too much for them.
Mm-hmm.
Here now, you just focus on football and getting better and getting a stadium. That's legit it. That's legit. That's all they're worried about.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Excuse me. I think for what we've seen so far is just this team being able to have not only grit but also endurance. You know how hard it is to win double digit games. It's very hard to win over double digit games. Some teams do it on the regular, but it like just playing in the NFL is hard. It's hard to win games, and it's actually really hard to lose NFL games too as well. So when you see just the uh, just the flashes of what this team could be, and even when they play good teams, they don't. We've mentioned this before. They don't get blown out. They're competitive, and that's all I wanted to see. And they've done that and more. We played the Steelers, we played the Ravens, played the Eagles. We've stood against those teams, um, and we've showed fight. And this is just the start. So they have to make the right decisions in the offseason, of course. You can't have a setback. But as long as we keep these guys here, and if anybody does leave, we have to bring in the right people as well. And I believe they can do that. I believe they can. These guys have the knowledge. These guys have advisements from other people as well. And again, DT, we're gonna be hated. We're gonna be hated a lot. The more we win,
Oh yeah, I'm already sensing it.
we're gonna be hated a lot. People gonna want us to lose. They're gonna want us to fail. They're gonna want us to just not be relevant. You know when you're doing something right, DT, if you're starting to have haters.
We got
Um,
people, we got
you
people on the minds, man.
you know when people say, just when people give us all this attention for no reason, we're doing something right. Because in the past, nobody cared about us. We weren't relevant. Y'all just Washington. Don't nobody care. But we have that passion and that pride of our team, right? So when we start winning, and then now we're being full front with it, and we not backing down. It's like some people don't like that. However, some people don't mind it because they understood where we came from because they were in the same shoes as well, and they got it out the mud. So, man, it's just gonna be something we're gonna have to deal with, brother.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think I think we need to welcome that because you want to know why? For all the stuff we went through, people just want to talk about the little things. People never really wanted to talk football with us.
Mm.
Well, with certain people, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you look at how this landscape has changed, they're starting to realize like Washington is a global fan base just like everybody else. We had we had legit the whole mid east, bro, from DC, Virginia, obviously, North Carolina, South Carolina, parts of Georgia before the Atlanta Falcons got like this fan base is huge, dog. And then when you see stuff like on last Sunday, they took over Tampa Bay. That,
Yeah. That's why Smoke funny, man. We took over the trap. We did. Like there's we've never heard at an away game people chanting MVP at an away game. I mean, they chanted MVP at our home games, but at an away game, and you're letting your presence be known. That just shows you that, and we were always a sleeping giant as a fan base. We have fans out there now; they're coming out because we're winning. Where we're blowing teams out. We've we've had that position solidified at the quarterback position, and he's exceeded expectations. And not only the media, but his fellow peers are talking positive things about him consistently. And I'm not just talking about any NFL peer. We're talking about the great players. Peyton Manning mentioned how great he is. Tom Brady mentioned how good
Yeah.
he is. Jesse Bates, and I mic'd up. He's an all-pro free safety, one of the best safeties in the league. He said, "You're going to be one of the greats." Micah Parsons, he plays for the Cowboys, right?
Glazer. Major Glazer, bro.
Major Glazer. And he said he sees a little bit of Mahomes and Brady in him because you can't rattle this kid. This kid is smiling on game-winning drives. I don't know if you saw in that Bucks game. I saw the whole thing. Some of those Bucks players were like they trying to get at him, and he was talking back to him.
Oh yeah, he'll talk trash, bro.
He was talking back to him. Then when we didn't get that fourth down, one of the Bucks players patted his helmet, and Jalen looked back like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, okay." And he went crazy.
But he
So
he
like you
was stupid, bro.
like at this point, you can't convince me otherwise that this kid isn't like he's not going to be one of the best. Um, he's going to get better, and people talk about the sophomore slump. They got film on him, this, and that. Cool, I understand that. The competition gets tougher. I've seen the sample size where he plays tough competition, and he's still playing well. People will look at the box score, DT, with the Steelers game. Well, look at his completion percentage, 55%. Did you see the whole game where he's making good throws and the receivers are just dropping it? The crosser to Luke McCaffrey, he dropped, could have sealed that. Zach Ertz dropped the pass. We would have gotten the field goal range. We were up by 10. We would have won that game then. He's going up against Lamar. He's getting hit, and he had a good game. We converted on every fourth down. Um, when the ball is in his hands, good things happen. Is he going to make mistakes in the future? Sure. He's not perfect. We got to be prepared for that also. That this kid is not going to bail us out every single time, but most of the times he has. Because even Brady and Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar, they can't win them all either. But to know that we have that guy at the position and he's mature above his age, um, I the sky's only up from here. Like you got Rob Gronkowski, who's one of the best tight ends in the league, and he loves this kid. So it's not much I can say, man. Like I really can't wait for this NFL Top 100 to come out because he's going to be on that list.
Ooh. Hey, look.
And I'm ready for the 3 minute glaze because they're going to glaze him.
Hey, look. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna save that for the off season. All I gotta say is, if he's not in the top,
He's going to be top 20.
huh?
He's going to be top 20.
Oh yeah, if he's not top 20, bro, top
Yeah, he
20,
will be.
30, I'm
He
yeah.
will be because when RG3 and they still have that top 100 up for RG3 by the way. I think he was 15. So
15?
yeah, he
Okay.
was he
Um.
so he's going to be top 20. I'm telling you, he will be. He will
So
be top 20.
so I'm probably gonna do some research too. because I want to look at every rookie player that had an elite season. Where were they ranked? But I'll leave that for later. But I wanted to talk about this because I think it's funny because I got in an argument once again on Instagram with a Broncos fan, obviously, because
Yeah.
I have a problem when people make these false claims, and it really ticks me off.
Before you start that,
Okay,
just for the proof. See, 15. He was
Archie,
15.
wow, Archie was 15.
He was 15. Top 100. He was 15. Jaden is going to be in the top 20. He will be in the top 20. But go ahead, continue. I'm listening, brother.
Okay, I got in an argument with a Broncos fan on Instagram, and he made the biggest false statement I ever saw in my life. He said, Bo Nix is working with a worse roster than Jaden Daniels. And I said to myself, bro, hear me out. The Denver Broncos the year before were an 8-9 football team. Bo Nix get on the team and they only improved by 2 wins. Jaden Daniels goes on a team that he got drafted to as the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. A 4-13 football team, and throughout even the 6th season as they were going, were releasing their past regime first round picks, and they either got picked up or they're a free agent. And yet we won 8+ games from last year, and we won a playoff game. Bo Nix is playing with Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims. Okay, he's a solid receiver. Their offensive line, based on gradient metrics, is one of the best in the league. You have
Hmm.
Sean Payton, and you have a top 7 defense. Even though statistically we have a top 15 to 20 defense, we're still giving up yardage. We still don't have pieces. Jaden Daniels is playing with an average offensive line, a 3rd-round pick playing tackle, a backup guy from the Kansas City Super Bowl team starting. You have Tyler Biotis, you have Sam Cosby, you have Andrew Wiley becoming decent this year. Brian Robinson has been solid, but he's not a world beater. Austin Eckler has been in and out. Zach Ertz is 34 years old, but he's reliable. And you're getting the most out of De'Ami Brown, Noah Brown, Zacchaeus Jameson Crowder, and Luke McCaffrey. Outside of Terry McLaurin, who's having his best year so far. Jaden Daniels is a force multiplier. A player that can elevate the talent around him. And this is the worst roster he's going to be on. And they already in the playoffs, and they won a playoff game. Massive overachiever, to be honest. Respectfully. Massive overachiever. But a successful season. Just wait until we put pieces around him.
At this point, DT, there's some things you don't even have to argue. Like,
And
bro,
sorry to cut you off. I'm also going to say this too.
go ahead.
Everybody, I understand people are going to be like, because he's a rookie. But if you really want to be real, he has an MVP argument because most valuable player. The month of December, 13 touchdowns, 4 INTs, 12 touchdown passes in the 4th quarter, leads all rookies since the early 50s. You can bring up Patrick Mahomes. You can bring up Lamar Jackson. You can bring up Josh Allen. You can bring up Joe Burrow. That's cool. You're going to say them guys are better. But you know what I'm going to say? It's a good thing them guys are in the AFC. It's a good thing them guys in the AFC.
Bro, at a certain point of time, bro, it's certain things I just don't even respond to, and I just let them have their opinion. Like Bo Nix, like, and I'm not saying Bo Nix is bad. I think
He's a good quarterback.
He's going to be a good quarterback in this league, but when it comes to elevating, when it comes to just carrying a team, hello, JD5 is that. He's our leading rusher. There is the NFL put up a graphic whereas what team relies on their quarterback the most. And let me find that for you. But it's not even a this is just to me. Now, I may be a little bit of a homer right now, but I don't think my opinion is far off. So, which team relies on their quarterback the most? You got Lamar. You got Jared Goff.
Yes.
You got Josh Allen. You got Russell Wilson. You got Sam Darnold. And you got Jaden Daniels. That's who's in the graphic. The question was, which team relies on their quarterback the most? The most. When our quarterback is contributing most of he's contributing most to the offense. When nothing is there, he takes over. He had 127 rushing yards in a game.
That mattered too.
Like I said, he's our leading rusher. And yards per carry, he's right behind Lamar. Lamar's 6.8. Jaden is 6 yards. Drake May's up there too. I think he's like 8. But his attempts aren't nearly the same as Jaden. Yeah. So the more attempts he gets, it's probably going to go down.
He also played less games too.
Exactly. We rely on our quarterback the most. We don't have the talent. If you really look at it, our roster isn't that good personnel-wise. It's not good. It's not good. Our receiver room is average at best. Running backs, average. O-line, average. Tight end, average. Our linebackers are really good. Secondary, at best, average. D-line, average. Now, if you want to take into account the strength of schedule, cool. You have no pushback from me on that. We played a last place schedule. That's fine. But like I said before, when I do play a really good team, when we do play those teams that are Super Bowl caliber teams, playoff teams, we don't get blown out. We may lose, but we don't get embarrassed. The teams in the past would get embarrassed.
The most we lost by was 17 points in week 1 when everybody first played. Ever since, every single loss has been by either 3, 7, or 8 points.
So, like I said, I think Bo Nix is going to be good, but he's not Jaden. Even if J.J. McCarthy did play, he's not Jaden. Caleb Williams is probably the closest one that can have that type of impact. But again, I think the one thing that's going to limit him is his attitude. I think his attitude stinks. But but his talent is beyond this world. Now, if you can reel that in and you can get the right guy to help him get his mind right, I think he'll be fine. I think Drake May has all the physical talent in the world. It's just that he doesn't have any weapons. Until we see him have weapons, then I guess we can make that.
He's elevating a couple of guys. Kayshon Boutte.
He is. Jalen Polk.
I like to see them get an O-line, get another guy with them.
Mm-hmm. And For real, there's some pieces on there that I like over ours. I take one of their receivers. I'll take Christian Gonzalez. I'll take Jabril Peppers. I'll take Kyle Duggar. Those are some teams that they got on their squad. Like the Bears have a better roster than us. Their coaching sucks, and their front office is crap. So, like, bro, Jaden broke multiple NFL records, bro. Yeah, I remember that, Chuck. Yeah, like he broke
We
multiple.
shouldn't even lost to them, bro.
We shouldn't have.
A
Like
fourth down
he,
away from beating them.
bro, he's the fourth rookie to ever win a road playoff game, and he contributed 87% of our offense on the road. By the way, a lot of people picked the Bucks over us. Okay,
Yeah.
he has the best EPA on go routes this season, so he's a great deep ball thrower. We knew that. The question is throwing over the middle of the field, anticipation, and he's shown that. That throw to De'Ami Brown on third down, elite. As soon as he started throwing it, the receivers were together. By the way, you should check out the QB school. He broke down Jaden's road playoff win.
I'm gonna watch it at work tomorrow. Thank you.
When he threw that, shout out the trail, when he threw that ball, when I see him throw that ball, both of the receivers were together, and he threw it with anticipation, and the ball got there. Bro, like only two rookie quarterbacks, only two rookie quarterbacks had 0 punts and 0 turnovers in a road playoff win. Peyton Manning in 03 and Jaden Daniels.
You want to know something crazy, Caleb? Too. Do you know that Jaden Daniels in his rookie season has more total yards than Lamar Jackson's first MVP season?
I know. By the way, this is NFL history. There were only 3 instances. 3. Remember that number. 3. 3 instances of a team having 0 turnovers and 0 punts in a game behind their rookie quarterback. You want to know who that is?
Did he play at Tennessee? The University of Tennessee?
Be for real. You know who it is.
You're talking about that guy. That kid.
Jaden is the only one who did that. Week 2, week 3, in the playoff game. The only quarterback to do that in NFL history. So I had to get my hair cut, DT. It's this quick little story. I had to get my hair cut one day, right? And he saw I was a fan. Shout out to Christy. Don't jump her, DT. She a Bears fan, but she makes beautiful.
Oh no, she cool. She cool. I know her.
Yeah.
Cool.
Beautiful content. Shout out to that black queen.
So
I was getting my hair. I was at the barbershop. I had a Redskin shirt on. Oh, yeah. Jaden Daniels, he's nice. Another dude across in the other booth said, "Man, what he doing ain't that impressive. I've seen it before." So I asked him to give me some examples. He said CJ Stroud. I said, "Okay, that's comparable."
That's the first thing they say, but it took CJ to really the Bucks game. I mean, he had a couple good games then and there, but it wasn't till that Bucks game that really put him on the map, and he went on that streak. Jaden Daniels had us winning all the way through. At no point this season we had a losing record. If anything, we were above 500. Like, come on, dog. Only time we were losing was 0-1. That was the first game.
So think of, is there any example of a rookie quarterback that's come close to what Jaden has done? It's really only, well, I'm not gonna. You know what? I'll rephrase the question. Is there any quarterback that Jaden has come up to their level where he's just elevated a team so fast as a rookie? By the way, I'm not talking about Pat Mahomes because he did that in his sophomore year. The only person you can really say is Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck, he got picked number one overall. Won a playoff game. They won 12 games. T.Y. Hilton was his best receiver. He had a decent defense. I got to look at the rankings. I don't remember. I'm not going to go back that far, but they had a really good season. A really good season. I mean, if you want to put C.J. Stroud um in that group or in that company, sure, because he had more passing yards. He broke some records, but as far as this elevating to the highest level where you're leading your team in rushing, you have 900 rushing yards, damn near. I'm rounding it up. I don't care. It's 891. I'm rounding it up. He would have at least got 8 yards in that Panthers game. He would have gotten more. He probably would have got at least 50. He didn't play that game. And most of his sacks, you look at the box score, it says he got sacked a lot. But when you really look at the games,
He's just holding the ball too long.
it's not even just that. He's running out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like
Yeah.
he's that's probably the only knock I'll say on him is the playmaker mentality. And quite honest, I don't think he cares about that. I don't think he cares about him running out of bounds, losing a yard or two.
Because you know what? He gets it back. There's actually a stat on that, where as far as how a quarterback I gotta find it. It's a graph where it's how a quarterback basically comes back from a negative play or from a sack or just anything that forces a team to lose yards. Like bro, and he's one of the best against the blitz. People keep blitzing him, and I keep telling people keep blitzing him. Go ahead, blitz him, please blitz him, because he will either evade the sack. He knows where it's coming from sometimes, and he's learned to just get the ball out fast. And shout out to Tyler Biadasz. That's probably the second best pickup we've had, in my opinion. Frankie Louvu is there, and then it's Tyler Biadasz. They're helping each other out a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, bro, like, this kid's just gonna get better, bro. So and you're adding more weapons. Um, people want to play. People are gonna want to play for this kid. You got Luther Van Burton commenting under his post saying 5, let's do it.
Yeah.
We gonna be hated so much, DT. We gonna be hated so much, and this shit is crazy. Yeah, there really is it. Yeah, Jaden is one of the most efficient quarterbacks this year. Like, it's not even close. And he's one of the best throwing into tight coverage. So when people say, oh, you're going to play, like some Lions fans said, oh, we're going to play man against you. Yeah, he's going to throw in the tight windows. Okay.
He's already doing that, my boy.
He's doing it. He's doing it.
And then only reason people felt like he couldn't do it was because the simple fact that he played at LSU and Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. were always wide open. Miss Kim, pull up DT Sensei. You should be able to find it. So I'll also think about what your comparison. You said Andrew Luck. I actually will agree with that because when Andrew came in, they lost a mass amount of veterans to free agency or retirement, and they literally had a whole new team. And you had a couple. You had a couple of people. You had Reggie Wayne, who was still there, the tail end of his career, but that's probably the closest I would say, yo. Numbers wise, it's probably slightly. I mean, he had 18 interceptions, but he was playing with the Colts and stuff. He had 4,000 yards and 23 touchdowns. So I'll probably say Andrew Luck, bro.
Like, bro, like it's just it's just crazy to see what he's done, and
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
yeah.
true too.
It's not.
And correct me if I'm wrong, DT. Do you think he's run his fastest yet? Like full speed, like him going at his. I don't think he's done that yet.
I don't think so either, bro. I don't think he
I,
has, bro.
I think that Panthers game he was close, but I I don't think we've seen that yet, and it's that's gonna come in the future. That's gonna come in the future, man.
Oh, we definitely about to get into that game.
Yeah, we're scoring more than 10 points. It's funny how whenever we play somebody, it's like, yeah, we're gonna beat the dog shit out of you. Oh, we're gonna beat you 27 to 10, 37 to 14. We're like, have you have you learned your lesson yet? I don't think you learned your lesson. You must not know. Steelers fans said the same thing. We gonna dog walk you. Like you're just not good enough.
They beat us by 1 point.
Ravens fans said we gonna beat y'all 41-10. Yeah, okay, and we
Beat us
didn't.
by 7 points. Meanwhile, Bo Nix lost 41-10 and Josh Allen lost by 25. Crazy, right?
So yeah, so whenever somebody says they're gonna just beat us, destroy us, I don't pay it no mind. I say, okay, all right, okay, all right. So I don't. Hey, man, they'll find out soon. It's okay. We can get into this game, by the way.
There you go, Miss Kim. You found a YouTube channel. Click like and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this game, Caleb. This is definitely hot game. So Commanders did beat the Buccaneers 23-20 with a game-winning field goal. We are now in the divisional round, and we play the number 1 seed Detroit Lions. So it's crazy because the last time I seen them got beat bad, well, not badly, but their defense was getting destroyed was when they played Josh Allen. And all I can say is, why can't Jaden do the same thing?
So when you say that, I still believe Josh Allen is a better quarterback than him right now. I think um I think you just got to look at the resume, and you want to look at if you want to compare their ability, and if that's what you prefer, sure. If you like a mobile QB, a power, and he's mobile, but his style of running is more a power style. Then Jaden is more finesse. He's more shifty. He's a little bit more shifty. Not as shifty as Lamar, but he has more finesse. The way Jaden runs is it's very slippery. He's a slippery runner. Like if you're gonna tackle him, you gotta tackle him. And he's slipped out of a lot of tackles this year. Um, Josh Allen got the arm strength. He can throw it anywhere on the football field. He can his arm is crazy. Jalen's arm talent isn't on that same level, but his arm talent is good enough. But he's accurate, so I'll take that. If you're gonna have average arm talent or good arm talent, you need to be very accurate with the football, right? So they both have superstar potential. Jaden himself, to me, he's in that category of he's a superstar. He can elevate people. And Lions play a lot of man. Um, They blitz. I don't think they play a lot of zone. Um, and when I was in a line space yesterday, they said they don't have a spy out there. Okay, you want to play those games? We can play those games, and we're going to kill you on the ground. Jaden will kill you. He will kill you. If you saw what the Bucks did, where they had two people near the line of scrimmage, rushing three, two people near the line of scrimmage,
And he still threw a dart.
and he layered the foot.
Quarterback.
Like, bro, like he's quarterbacky. He's quarterbacky. Like I said, is he going to make mistakes? Sure. He's going, bro, like I think people, not to get distracted from the conversation, but I think our fans need to understand that this, like I said before, he just won't be perfect, bro. He's going to miss a throw every now and then. He may throw a pick every now and then. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Tom Brady does it. Peyton Manning does it. It's in. I don't want to kill myself when I say this. You know the word I'm trying to use. Inevitable. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's going to happen. However, he does take care of the football a lot. He's very conservative with his decision making.
Throughout
Not. Go ahead.
the year, through 18 games, he only has 12 turnover worthy plays.
Some quarterbacks have half of that in a game.
Half of that in a game. He only has 12 turnover worthy plays, dog. Amazing, man. Amazing.
So the Lions, they're gonna have to. It's you better. I don't know how you defend him. Like I think, one a Lions fan actually asked us this question. It was a really good question, DT, and I want to ask you this: if you're the Lions, right?
Uh-huh.
How do you stop? How do you stop us? How do you stop us? How do you slow us down?
Well, I think the first thing, obviously, is my defensive line has to be very disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get pressure on them. I think that's the only thing. Honestly, say you have to get pressure on them, but you still have to be disciplined. You're got discipline. We know Jaden; he's one of the best scrambling quarterbacks, and majority of his yards come from scrambles, not design runs. But it's interesting because we're trying. People will try to say that as if it's like if you're just a dual threat quarterback, but you're not a good thrower of the football. Jaden, to me, is already one of the best passers in the league based on layering the football, deep ball, quick game, accuracy, and growing anticipation. So, to be honest with you, man, the only way to stop Jaden Daniels and them is you have to play offense. Like, I have to be honest with you, bro, because Jaden has a dog like mentality and he blacks out literally in games when the moment is there. We seen it firsthand week 3 when after Joe Burrow throws a touchdown pass to Jamar Chase, the game sealing drive to Terry, Jaden was locked in. Like Jaden was so locked in, bro. He don't even remember what happened. So that's honestly what I can say. Like Detroit, obviously you have the number one offense in the league. You're getting David Montgomery. You gonna have Sonic and Knuckles. You got Amara. You got Jameson. You got Sam Laporta. Garrett Goff plays efficient. You're gonna have to hold the ball. You're going to have to do the same thing we did Sunday because we're going to do the same thing we did Sunday. And you better pray Jaden has a rookie moment because he hasn't not really shown that he plays like a rookie.
Or you better have the ball last.
Oh, my God.
So
they might do an onside kick.
Oh, still a possession? You talking about us or
them? Well, either or. One of us is. I think one of us is going to do an onside kick.
By the way, Zane Gonzalez was on the injury report.
Yeah, I did hear it. That's very unfortunate.
We need a kicker so bad. I say we draft one, but yeah, man. Lions fans keep saying, give us the rookie. He going to be away, Ford Field, hostile environment. Bro, he don't care, bro.
You played at LSU, bro.
He doesn't care. I don't even say LSU. I say Cincinnati. I say the Ravens. And I say the Bucks. I even say, you can say Philly. He's been in hostile environments before. He don't care, bro. He don't care. He doesn't care. He said so.
Philly game was filled up with Philadelphia fans this morning. Commanders.
He said so himself. I love it. I love this. He loves that type of environment. That's what he lives for. He told Bengals fans, go home.
Go home. Go home.
Told him to go home, bro. You got people chirping at him. You got Jalen Carter trying to swipe the ball after he does a spike.
He's smiling.
Laughing at each other. And then he throw the game-winning touchdown pass.
Oh, man.
Like, it's just those little things, bro, that you just can't debate with. Like, he don't care about it. So when people talk about the hostile environment, bro, they just practice. They practice outside today. And they also practice inside the bubble. And they were blasting music. Blasting it. Like, super max. Max capacity, max volume. Because they know. And that's why Dan Quinn has gotten, I think he's gotten so much better as a coach. He puts them in these situations and they're prepared for it. Before the season started, he purposely put them in fourth quarter situations. He put them in 2-minute situations, defense and offense, down and distance, time on the clock. Where he put them in these situations. They've gone through this repetitively. They've won some battles. They've lost some battles. But it's just the principle of the situation where he's just putting these guys, he's preparing them for this.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Listen, man, it's whatever happens Sunday, win or loss.
Saturday.
Saturday. I'm content with this season. Do I want to win? Of course I want to win. Of course I do. Do you know how crazy this city gonna be, DT, if we make it to an NFC Championship game?
For the Dallas Cowboys, then? If we make it to the NFC Championship game with a far worse roster than what Dallas has ever produced in the past couple of years of their slumbers, they are cooked. They are cooked, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kayla was able to join tonight, but she did drop a couple of keys, and we're going to talk about a couple of these keys.
All right.
First thing she said was, stop the run. Okay, so Kayla,
oh boy.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
Let's be real, though. We say that every game, and it hasn't really happened outside of maybe two, I'll say. And that's the second half against the Eagles. And I felt like they did a decent enough job against Bucky Irving. So maybe about tail end of the third and fourth quarter, they started getting some yards. But he wasn't getting those explosive gains at first. The defensive line was able to set the edge. I actually felt like Jonathan Allen And Payne, despite what the PDF grade said, they actually played good enough. I seen a couple of linebackers were able to be free and make some plays, but you're going up against Detroit Lions team with Sonic and Knuckles. They're going to find any shape or way to get the ball in their hands, and it's going to be an extensive run game like screens, swing routes, things like that. They're going to get theirs. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But if they somehow have a way of having a performance like they did against Saquon Barkley the second half of that Week 16 win, that will shock me. But yes, stopping the run is very important, especially when you look at these playoff teams and talking about running the football. But that is legit our biggest weakness right now.
Yeah. What's our other keys? I'm just curious.
Other key is getting Terry McLaurin involved early. That's when Terry gets involved, we win. So that's the simple recipe. But I also think other guys are going to have to step up as well. Can't all just be Terry. But we do have to feed Terry any shape or form. It could be a bubble screen. It could be a jet sweep, end around, wide receiver tunnel screen. Like, find ways to get the ball in his hands so he can touch it. And another key she has is getting home to Jared Goff. Now, one of the best, arguably the best O-line we will be playing this year outside of Philadelphia. They probably won't get sacks, but I think if we can create some simulated pressures, we can find a way to disrupt his timing. But if he's going to have all day to throw,
it's going to be a long night.
It's going to be a long night. So
you're
going to have to blitz.
Not only, well, I don't disagree with the blitzing part. I feel like if the defensive linemen have to have the intelligence to, if they're not going to get home, try to get into the passing lanes, bat the ball down, get into his vision.
Yeah.
Disrupt his vision. That's what I would say. Yeah, man. That's good points, though. She got any others? Those are just her three.
Play with poise, and this game will come down to who wants it the most. We have to run the ball in different ways. So this is interesting because I just left Only the Huddle podcast, and we talked about the run game. Like we said earlier, outside of that Tennessee game, we have not been able to effectively run the ball with our running backs. It's the running backs themselves, and it's also the offensive line. With Detroit, we know they have injuries on the defensive line, but even still, they're still stout in the middle. With is it McNeil McPhail? What's the guy name? Number 54 for the Lions. Well, you know who I'm talking about. He's definitely a beast. That's a guy to watch out for. But I think we'll be able to run the ball, but we're not going to get the 100 yards like everybody's thinking. We might get at best 60 to 70 yards from the running backs. And to be honest with you, if you can get that from the running backs, that'll be better than what we've been seeing. And then Jaden gets you another 50 or 60.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be good.
So end around screens, bubbles. They do got to find different ways to run the ball. They got to be creative this game. Like Cliff has to, like, literally, he has to empty the clip with his play calling. He has to empty the clip. You gotta get into your bag, brother. Deep in your bag. And when we get into the red zone, we have to score. We can't settle for field goals. We have to score. We have to find some way to score.
Yeah. Most definitely, bro.
You just have to. You can't win with field goals. You just can't. Not against the Lions. You can't. Because by that time, if your defense is struggling a little early, it'll be 14-6, maybe 17-6. That's an uphill battle to climb. Even though we've seen Jaden come back from those situations, but I don't want to be in those situations all the time. But the fact that we're in those situations, that we have a guy that can get us out of those, feels really good. Um,
Mhm.
but we just have to keep up pace. You just have to. You got to keep up pace. You got to find ways to get Terry involved early, move him around, put him in the slot. Um, even though I don't, one thing I don't like what Cliff does a lot is those QB powers sometimes, where he's running Jaden to the left end or to the right end. I don't like those at all. But like using him on a perimeter, sure. And also, we got to move the pocket. You got to move the
Yeah,
pocket.
I agree with that too.
Move the pocket around. You just have to. Um,
Um, who are three players that need to provide an impact Saturday? Um, First player I'm gonna say Tyler Biotic because they're going to bring some type of different fronts, some things, try to get pressure. The stadium's going to be loud, so beyond it's going to be very important in communicating with Jaden what the looks are for the defense, and making sure our offensive line is in the correct formations. They're doing what they're supposed to do. The snap count. I want to make sure that the procedural penalties don't become a habit. We have been undisciplined when it comes to penalties with the offensive line and things like that. So I think Tyler Reality, he's definitely important. Another player, obviously, look, we're just going to have to say it. Both of them combined, Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, because the Lions are going to get their running yards, but it's all about, I feel like, with the second half adjustments, how much of that will be an impact? How much will that they'll still be able to rely on it when it comes to play action? We paid these dudes a lot of money, man. And I know Deron Payne, he got the finger going upward, cluckward, and shuckward, but you're gonna need the defensive tackles to ball out, man. And the third player I will say that needs to have an impact. Let's go for an encore from Diami, man. Like Diami had a great game last Sunday. We're going to need that again because we can't rely everything on Terry. We need help from the wide receiver core, and what would be better for Diami to have another encore, maybe 70 to 80 yards. That would definitely be plentiful to help out with Jaden Daniels and his passing offense.
Good picks. Good takes. I'm gonna say Jaden, of course. We need him to be Superman for this game. Um, I'm gonna say the DB room as a whole,
Yeah, I agree with that.
and then I'm also going to say, um, it's gonna sound nasty, but I need my running backs to do something positive.
I actually was going to say honorable mention. I need the running backs to step up.
Oh boy,
So
it's
if
it's
we can get a running game in Detroit, I think that will boost my confidence extremely higher that we can beat them.
yeah, yeah. I don't disagree. I think I don't disagree. But that DB room has to step up. By the way, amongst rookie corners, um, yeah, Mikey Sanders has the most PBUs this year, 14 of them. That's in front of Nate Wiggins, Quinion Mitchell, Ronaldo Green, Kalen Bullock, Kamari Lassiter, Terry Arnold. We hit on Mikey. We definitely hit on Mikey. I think he's going to be a solid corner two, nickel corner for us. That kid can play. Kid can play.
Awesome.
Plays bigger than his 5'10" frame, so he's going to be good for sure. So there's a way we can win this game. It's just going to require a lot from everybody. Now, have they run out of gas? I'm not sure, but they've gone above and beyond than what anybody could have thought of. Some of our own, some from ourselves,
Mhm.
media, the world.
Yeah.
People want to see Jaden Daniels play on prime time. We're going to get a lot of prime time games next year.
Oh no.
At least four plus, and then
Oh,
we're
no.
going to. That's why they put us on 8 o'clock today. I mean, not. Oh yeah, they put us on 8 o'clock Saturday.
First time the A crew is going to be calling our game all year.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady gonna be calling it, and as much as he glazes other quarterbacks, he better glaze mine. Pause. But he better give mine credit, even though he's already done that before. But it's so good to be on the national stage and your quarterback is playing well. It's good. Feels good.
All right, we got the last two questions. Um, Kayla said, "What are the two things you want to see from a coaching standpoint that will help us on Saturday?" Um, First thing I'll say, one for offense and one on defense. For offense, I think it's pretty simple. Um, Gotta find a way to manufacture a run game that can keep the offense way more balanced and stuff. I understand we won a game holding the ball with time of possession, and we had less than probably 50 yards. And to me, that's probably an anomaly. Like, you're not going to get that every single time. But if we can get a run game, dog, watch out.
Yeah, I
And,
definitely agree.
and defense, I think defensively, man, like the bend with dope break. I know it's going to be asking for a lot, but the past four games outside of Philly, you held New Orleans to 19 points. You held Atlanta to about 20. Was it 20 or 24?
Mm-mm.
Remember. Can't remember all the time. But a couple of games, we've been in the mid 20s. If you can find a way to hold them off that much and get pressure on golf, that would be such.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. So, what do you think?
What do I think about what? This just
The coaching standpoints help us.
um bro, Dan Campbell and Dan Quinn, they're gonna be some crackheads on fourth down. I'm gonna let you know that right now. They might be, but we're gonna be going for it a lot. A lot. Fourth and ones, fourth and threes, fourth and fives. If it's anything fourth and five and beyond, I don't think we're probably gonna go for it. But um depending on the down and distance and the score, but um I think I think you're Joe Witt has to just he has to adjust. He has to evolve throughout the game. And we've seen him do it for sure where we've made second half adjustments and certain teams don't get a lot of rushing yards on us. But he has to find a way with these he has to find a way to make the lines one dimensional. He just has to find a way. Make Jared Goff throw the ball 40 times. If you want to take that chance and stack the box and play like I guess match or man sometimes with some he has to be very diabolical this game where he's blitzing somebody, somebody's backing back out. I mean, if you want to do stuff like that, then sure. Um, I think Cliff just has to find a way to get into the red zone. Well, not just getting into the red zone. I think we'll get into the red zone, but he has to find ways to convert because like
Yeah.
Detroit has a top seven red zone defense this year. So, you just got to find a way to score points, man. I know it seems simple, but I just got to keep it basic. That's just what we got to do.
You're right.
Yeah, man. It's going to be a tough game to win. Like I said, win or lose, I'm content. What do I think they're going to get blown out if they lose? No. Can they win this game? Yes, they can. They can. This JD5 gotta put his backpack on and be like, "Follow me. That's what we got to do." And he has that ability to do that.
He definitely does. All right, this is part of the show. What we thinking? Final score.
Told you, I'm not doing that, DT.
Know that. We know that. I just do it. Mm-hmm. Kayla has 37-34. Commanders.
Okay. What about you?
I am going to lean Commanders 38, Lions 36.
Okay. Okay.
Y'all might as well get y'all popcorn stuff ready and get your bark bags because they're going to score. But for some reason, that Kansas City Magic been with us lately.
Okay. Like I said, if we win, if we win, this app gonna go crazy.
Oh my God, folks are gonna hate us, bro. I think everybody is rooting for the Lions this week. I'll be honest with you.
From people I've encountered, I'll say probably 70% of them. There's some that I was at my job. Well, I was out today. Saw my therapist today. Wore my Redskins shirt. He's like, "Oh, Commanders beat the Lions for me." He a Packers fan. So, but I don't hate the Lions. I like the Lions. I like their fans. They've been through the mud. They've been through hell. So I understand what they're going through. But I don't like y'all this week. I need to. Terry said the job's not done.
Definitely not.
Said the job's not done. He said I don't. After he talked with Magic, he said I don't think we're done yet. We're gonna find out, man. Saturday, 8 p.m. Saturday, 8 p.m.
All right, man. That's all we got for y'all tonight. Definitely a big week. Definitely a big game coming up. This is your favorite crew. This is your boy DT and your boy Caleb. Kayla is here somewhere, but she will be coming with us. And we'll be back here next week, win or lose, to discuss everything Commanders related and Commanders football. This is presented by the Fan Force Sports Network. This is Command Time Podcast with Kayla, DT, and Caleb. Y'all have a safe night.
Y'all be safe.
Got me feeling so free, free.